What is going on, everyone? Matthew97657 here, and today we are back with yet another figure unboxing and review. With that being said, this is going to be the Wand Company Beast Ball electronic replica from the Wand Company. So with that being said, nothing more to it than to get right on into it. And alas, I know it is not directly Godzilla related. That's what we kind of do here on the channel, but I just could not pass up on this one. I've been eyeing it for a while, and I've been seeing some other like small YouTube short reviews on it and stuff, and I just could not pass up on it. So without taking too much time, let's just go ahead and get into it. Well, let me read the summary on the back here. So it says, the Beast Ball is a highly accurate premium quality replica of the perfect size and made with a metal-lined translucent shell that the deeply colored surface crisscrossed with glowing blue lines is sensitive to touch and proximity. Its brightly illuminated button and magical lifted display illuminated presentation case are sure to make this Beast Ball a serious beautiful addition to any fan's Pokemon collection. It says, display grade electronic replica, highly accurate, translucent. Okay, pretty much everything else. It says it's individually numbered, so I guess maybe they made a certain amount of these. Display case batteries and USB-C charging cable are included. Beast Ball contains a chargeable internal battery. And yeah, so let's go ahead and just get into it. I was showing off the rest of the box there, but let's not waste any time. Let's bring it out. The top looks like a manual or a sticker. It looks like it came with like a little Beast Ball manual or sticker. It looks like a sticker. Anyways, so there it is. Go ahead and pull it out here very gently. Don't want to disturb any of the parts in there to damaging levels. So we're going to go ahead and just lift that up and then flip over. It looks like we have our USB-C cable here. Just USB to USB-C. Very simple just construction of everything. So we do have the box here. This is the display case, and it looks like there's one of those electronic pull tabs. So, whoa. Okay, I'm just going way too crazy. Sorry, I'm just so excited to get into this one. Oh, come on. Okay, there we go. So there we go. This is the display display box. It does say Beast Ball there. On the top, you have a Pokemon or a Pokeball symbol. I mean, it's what we call cheap plastic on a bunch of review channels, but it's whatever. It seems premium, but it's just a cheap plastic, which is found everywhere. So when you do open it up, though, it kind of does have like a thing that's coming out, like a little bit of a foundation that is pushing up once these hinges know that they're coming up. So very cool. So it's like you can have it here and just boom, and then it lifts up. So very, very cool. We do have Pokemon on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and pull off the electronics tab. Please remove for use. All right, so I would want to see where the USB-C connection would go into, but I'm actually not seeing it. Oh, so that's the serial number there, that sticker. So it's saying, okay, that's the specific one. But we do have the actual ball here. It's actually got a little bit of weight to it, but here it is. I feel like oh, wow. Okay, sorry. I just could not finish that phrase. But there it is. This is it. This is the Wand Company Beast Ball. As you can see, it's just the Beast Ball in physical form. It's got some protective plastic. So we're going to go ahead and take that off very gently. This should open up, if I do recall correctly. I just don't know how. This is my first one. Probably my first and only replica ball, because this is my favorite ball. It does have a little bit of like a rubbery part here, probably just so, it opens up. I'd imagine we'd press the centerpiece. No? Okay, no. So we're going to go ahead and just set it down very gently. It's going to do a little roll. Okay, it just rolls. All right, let's see what this is all about. I think it seems like a sticker. It doesn't seem like a manual, but it is a manual. Okay, so just to show off everything real quick, just in case, you ever lose these or something. Wow, there's actually quite a bit of stuff on there. But we have some of the more visual stuff going on. So you plug it in, plug in the USB-C. The USB-C goes actually into the ball, so that's where that back portion is where you see it. That's where the USB-C goes. And it looks like it's got a 4-hour battery limit. It looks like that's what it's saying. You can press the button in terms of like how intense the light is, it looks like. There's something that has to do with 20 seconds. I'm not too sure. On this back side, okay, there's a lot. There's a lot. So I'm going to have to do a jump cut and just kind of learn the actual prop display just so I know exactly everything that can be done so I can give you guys the most genuine review. So with that being said, there's a lot of instructions here. It's telling me a lot. All I know so far is the USB-C is going to go into the back piece there. So yeah, I'll go ahead and figure out how this puppy works and see how it comes out. So here we go. All right, so I am back and I have tried to learn this to the best of my knowledge. And it's kind of hard to understand. I actually had to look it up online. There's a little bit of a more in-depth manual with words. I know that it's just showing you everything, but I felt like I just was not understanding everything. And even after reading it, I still kind of don't even understand everything. But what I don't think I showed off, and I figured out as soon as I turned it off on the last recording, is the actual light up feature of the ball itself. So I do know most of everything. I have seen it, but oh my goodness, it is just so awesome. So if you want to light up the ball, all you have to do is hold down the middle button for a little bit. That first color signifies what battery it's at. So green obviously being the highest, and then it says blue, and then yellow, and then red. So obviously going from there to there. It says it takes about 4 hours to charge. And so the kind of confusing thing is this one here. So on this step, this right here, so it says to turn it on and then not touch it for about 5 seconds so it can calibrate the motion and everything, whatever all that means. So if you do get close to it, you can see it start to light up there a little bit. You can see that middle light within the ball begin to light up, and even then I'm barely touching it there, but it is just so cool. Obviously you can see the light up feature, and so ta-da! Oh man, it is just so awesome. I think I'm just mind blown, if you know. No, but surely I really am just astounded by this. I just love it so much. The lights are pretty bright for being a replica ball. The lights are pretty bright. Honestly, I could probably turn off my light. Maybe we'll do that in a little bit. But still very cool nonetheless. So it is recognizing through touch there. So as you can see, it does turn off. Sometimes it has a little bit of a sensitivity thing, but once you full grasp it, it knows. But obviously I'm kind of just putting it on some very lightweight on the fingertips, but it does understand, hey, it is being touched, so it is going to glow and stuff like that. So that is just awesome. There's no other way to put it. It is just absolutely awesome. Being a fan of this ball is just so cool because it got the light up feature, which is amazing. Anyways, so what you can also do with the box is there is the battery compartment box. You can unscrew that, and then there's the 3 AA batteries as well as this little stand ring. It's just a metallic ring. You can take it out. All you really do is just let it sit there. It's not being held together by a magnet. There's a little bit of an indent on there. So maybe a little bit of room for improvement down the road is maybe a small magnet to hold it together so it doesn't fly off or anything. But pretty much all you really do is you grab the ball and then you just so gently put it on the ring, and then yeah, it just sits on that ring very nicely so you can see the actual ball instead of the display box. So very cool. And then the display box itself is in itself just honestly kind of nuts. So you do have this here, and then you do have a little bit of a light up feature. I believe there's 6 different lights. So there is just a basic white, and by changing the light, all you do is hold or tap this little plaque here. So now we see a red, just kind of a nice display light. We go from red to a green to a yellow to a blue to a pink, and then it should go back to white. No, that's like a teal. It's like a teal blue. And then back to white. So I think that's about 7 colors, which is just in itself very cool. And you can, put the ball inside the display case and it does kind of just stay there. So there, you can change the colors on however you'd like to have it displayed. There's a variety of options you can do. I think personally, I like the ball on top so you can see it consistently. That's just me, but I think this is also a very valid option as well. Super cool. So with that, the other features you can do with the ball. So obviously we have it on this kind of base mode and stuff like that. What you can do is you can double tap the middle button twice, and so it turns into red. So not really sure, the implications. It just stays red, so we can just let it fizzle out, and then once we come back on, back to red. I guess initiating that it's a fail capture. If you double tap it again and then you do it, it goes to green, initiating, I guess, a successful capture. And then obviously if you double tap it again, then it goes back to the neutral white, which I prefer, out of all of them. I just love the extra kind of white color on there. So that is so cool. And then I think lastly, there's some other things you can do with it being plugged in. That's just footage I will probably record as I'm charging it. I saw this middle white piece be yellow, and then I saw it be green. So kind of just a neutral charge there. It says you can also do another thing on when it's connected through the USB-C on this back portion here, and you tap it once, it does like a 20-second display. That's what they were saying. So I'll have to show that off, in a different way because I'm not near a USB-C port right now. But what you can do is you can just tap it once, and then it kind of does like a 3-click flicker. There we go. And so it said that it has a 50-50 chance of either being red or green. I guess really kind of like paying homage to like the capture of how it is in like the show. Sometimes they do that. But yeah, on the green, it lights up. On the red, it doesn't light up. They should have made it like 5% green and then 95% red, because obviously the Beast Ball does have a very low capture rate for non-Ultra Beast Pokemon. But very cool nonetheless. You can just tap it, and it says it's 50-50, it's here, there. So it just depends. But I think that is really it in terms of the functionality. Like I said, there are some things you can do with the USB-C. I've showcased the display box, the ring, where it is and how it functions. It does come with the USB-C cord, which is obviously very nice. But just in general, that really is it for the just like the base of it. There's, I guess, a couple other things that you can do with it. With it being plugged into the USB-C here, and then maybe inside there, it might have, like I said, the 20-second display. So I record that. Maybe I'll do a voiceover, maybe I won't. But if I had to do any comparisons, the only other like replica Pokeball I have is this Hisuian Pokeball, which is actually a humidifier. So it's a lot bigger than this one. But this one, like I said, is a humidifier. So it's got, internal parts, and it's got to be a little bit bigger to hold water and stuff like that. So it's still really cool. This is my second like display or replica ball, and it's actually my favorite Pokeball of all of them. So I'm just very, very happy I decided to pick it up, especially with the light feature. It just sells it so much, in my honest opinion. It is just so darn cool. And then just for fun, I do have some of the older Ultra Beast plushes as well. There's the Pheromosa, and then I do have the Big Buzzwole. So they are pretty cool to have just in general. Not like I said, I don't really have like a true comparison or something like this, because this is the first ball I have from the Wand Company. It'll probably be my only one unless they ever make like an Origin ball, maybe. I really like the Origin ball, or maybe Hisuian Pokeball. I'd probably do the Origin ball since I already have the Hisuian. So that would probably be the only other ball I'd ever get, but it's kind of one of those things where it's like, it's only in like one part of the story, and it's only in one game, so maybe they'll get to it down the road, maybe not. So yeah, with that being said, guys, let me know what you guys thought of the Wand Company Beast Ball. I have to admit, it is actually probably one of the coolest things I've ever actually purchased. I purchased it for myself for this past Christmas, and I am just very happy I decided to get it. It's been on my wish list, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to finally do it just for this Christmas. It was the only thing I bought for myself this year. Or this Christmas. The only thing I bought for myself for that Christmas. So very cool. Can't recommend enough. It is just so darn cool. So hopefully we can get a kind of like green capture, and we'll leave the video off on that. Or maybe I'll just kind of put the 20-second display shortly after this video. So if I ended up, well, either way, this is the last time you heard me talk from this angle. So with that being said, come on, let's get the green. With that being said, let me know what you guys thought of the Wand Company Beast Ball Replica. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. See ya!